Welcome to today's industry forum for the US 17 State Route 404 Spur Bridge Major Maintenance Project in Chatham County, Georgia. My name is Darrell Van Meter, Assistant P3 Division Director for the Georgia Department of Transportation and Administrator for the Office of Alternative Delivery. GDOT recognizes that the pairing of the right delivery approach with the right project just makes good business sense. We are proud to share with you our vision today of GDOT's latest approved delivery method, Construction Manager, General Contractor, or CMGC. CMGC is an innovative delivery method that allows GDOT to hire a contractor early in the project's design phase to serve as a construction manager, advising GDOT and GDOT's designer of record. With a collaborative design process that leads to readily constructible plans, faster construction timelines, and innovative approaches, CMGC was deemed a suitable delivery approach for this project. Today, Andrew Hainig will provide a more detailed overview of the CMGC delivery method in our industry forum. The Office of Alternative Delivery is collaborating with the Office of Bridge Design and Maintenance on the implementation of this bridge work. The work in this project will include cable replacement and potential raising the deck profile of this important bridge over the Savannah River, not only to add continued service life of the bridge, as all regularly scheduled maintenance does, but also to seek some achievable accommodation for the ever-growing volume of shipping vessels that may call at the Port of Savannah. This investment will support the economic needs of the region and state by providing some additional clearance to allow for the growing ship sizes emerging in the global trade markets, while taking good care of the assets we have. I'm pleased to introduce my colleague, Don Digamon, GDOT State Bridge Engineer, who will continue to be my partner as we advance the procurement and innovative delivery of this critical bridge maintenance project.
Thank you, Darrell. The state of Georgia has over 14,700 bridges, of which 6,700 are state-owned. As part of the Office of Bridge Design and Maintenance, our team works on developing bridge improvement plans, responding to emergency repair and replacement, and conducting bridge inspections to ensure bridge structures meet the highest safety standards. The current US 17 State Route 404 Spur Bridge in Savannah, Georgia, was designed and built in the late 1980s and opened to traffic in 1991. Over the past 30 years, larger ships have become increasingly common because of their fuel efficiency and lower overall operating cost. In order for the state of Georgia and the Port of Savannah to remain competitive economically, it is imperative that GDOT explore innovative cable technology and solutions to raise the profile and extend the life of the US 17 State Route 404 Spur Bridge. We are now at a point, thanks to the hard work by so many, that we are ready to share our vision for the delivery of this bridge major maintenance project with you, our industry partners. On behalf of the entire department, we would like to express our sincerest appreciation for your interest and ongoing partnership. I am confident that we will be successful. We look forward to working with you on this project and future transportation projects in Georgia. Please enjoy this virtual industry forum presentation from my colleagues in the Office of Alternative Delivery for the US 17 State Route 404 Spur Bridge Major Maintenance Project.
Welcome, and thank you for joining the Virtual Industry Forum for the following project. PI number 0019219, the US 17 State Route 404 Spur Bridge Major Maintenance Project. We look forward to providing you with information about this innovative bridge maintenance project, a first of its kind procurement by GDOT. And now let's go ahead and get started. I'm pleased to introduce our presenters for the day. I will kick off the virtual presentation and provide an overview of the department's newest delivery approach, CMGC. Then Ron Nelson, the project manager, will provide an overview of the project scope and details about roles and responsibilities of the various project teams. And lastly, Karen Oast, the procurement manager, will provide information about the 4 separate procurements, the schedule, and process for the project. Similar to our other industry forums, we do have our standard disclaimer. During this industry forum, the department will provide information about the project's delivery goals, the anticipated scope, the anticipated procurement process, and potential risks. Keep in mind this is a recorded presentation. Any information provided by the department shall be considered as informational only and is subject to change. Please be sure to review the latest procurement documents for the most current information. And now let's dive into GDOT's newest delivery approach, Construction Manager General Contractor, or CMGC. House Bill 577, or HB 577, was approved during the FY22 legislative session, which amended the Georgia Code to allow alternative contracting methods, or ACM. HB 577 authorized GDOT the use of 3 new alternative contracting methods for procurements in addition to already established design-build and public-private partnerships. Today we will focus on CMGC, which was just one of the newly approved ACM approaches within HB 577. As mentioned in the previous slide, in July of 2021, HB 577 was approved. At the end of 2021, we presented the rules for ACM delivery to the State Transportation Board. And then in January of 2022, the State Transportation Board approved the rules of ACM. Following board approval, we focused our attention on industry partners and coordinated with many of you. Your feedback on CMGC and alternative contracting methods has been greatly appreciated, and this coordination effort with our industry partners helped us develop our CMGC manual, which was published in October of 2022, and you can now find online. In January of 2023, we presented our formal request for approval to the board for the use of CMGC delivery as the ACM method on the US 17 State Route 404 Spur Bridge Major Maintenance Project. This request was approved by the State Transportation Board on January 19th of 2023 prior to project solicitations. The approval of the use of CMGC as the proposed delivery model for the project highlights GDOT's efforts to continue to be a leader in alternative contracting methods and in non-traditional project delivery to advance much-needed transportation projects. The benefit of early involvement by the contractor in the design process will allow participation in design issues and anticipate construction means and methods to avoid or mitigate potential risks on the project. For example, within the CMGC model, the DOR can work with the cable industry to answer key questions to develop the best replacement strategies for longevity while also achieving the desired profile. And so what is CMGC? Well, it's a new delivery mechanism for the Office of Alternative Delivery that allows GDOT to hire a construction contractor early in a project's design phase to serve as a construction manager, which will advise GDOT and GDOT's designer of record. In this role, the contractor provides, among other services, input on constructability, risk, costs, and schedule during the project's design phase. Once the design is nearing completion, the contractor is given an opportunity to submit a bid to GDOT to construct the project. If the contractor's bid is acceptable to GDOT, then the contractor enters into a construction contract with GDOT to serve as the general contractor. CMGC contracting is a project team consisting of 5 major components: an owner, in this case GDOT, a designer of record, or DOR, an independent cost estimator, or ICE, a 2-phase contract with the CMGC, which will be procured using a 2-phase best value approach. The 2-phase contract consists of a first phase where the contractor assists with construction management or consulting in the design phase. The selected contractor and GDOT will negotiate a construction price during phase 1. Assuming that agreement is reached between GDOT and contractor on the negotiated construction price, or the NCP, then the second phase will consist of a general contracting phase to actually build the project. Again, in phase 1, the contractor helps with design, while in the second phase, they actually build the project. And then finally, the 5th component will be a construction engineering and inspection team, or CEI. The DOR, the ICE, and the CEI will be procured separately using professional services procurements, which Karen will cover later. As mentioned, what's unique with the CMGC delivery approach is that GDOT will hire a construction contractor early in a project's design phase to serve as a construction manager, and they will advise GDOT and GDOT's designer of record. For CMGC to be successful in pre-construction, the CMGC, GDOT, and the DOR must work collaboratively. And this includes, but maybe not limited to, the development, implementation, and effort to maintain a spirit of cooperation and open communication, to provide staff to advise, assist, and provide recommendations throughout design and project development phase, and to provide input on the schedule, phasing, constructability, and cost. This collaborative approach makes up GDOT's CMGC pre-construction services philosophy. Once the project enters construction or phase 2 of CMGC, the philosophy shifts. The CMGC responsibilities include, but are not limited to, constructing the project within the negotiated construction price, or the NCP, executing the quality control program, providing resources to execute the work efficiently, and collaborating to resolve issues and managing stakeholder coordination. Even in construction, GDOT expects the CMGC to develop, implement, and maintain a good spirit of cooperation and open communication. A commitment to the collaboration is critical to the success of CMGC. Prior to the onboarding of the CMGC, the DOR will manage a project risk register. One of the major CMGC tasks after award of the pre-construction services contract is to validate that risk register and to conduct risk assessment workshops. The CMGC will lead risk assessment workshops to actively identify potential risks and to work with GDOT to assign cost and schedule impacts to each risk in order to better define pricing and contingency and to create a risk management plan. Detailed development of the risk register will open the dialogue for the open book negotiations by establishing the CMGC's perspective of not only the completeness of the project risk register, but also of the probabilities of occurrence, strategy for mitigation, and magnitude for each potential risk. CMGC is not meant to replace other delivery models, but rather is one of the many tools in the department's delivery model toolbox. CMGC qualifications have the greatest perceived impact on heightened design quality. CMGC has been widely used in non-transportation projects for decades, including by Georgia State Financing and Investment Commission, or GSFIC. CMGC is ideal for projects with complexities requiring additional collaboration with the contractor to address schedule and or constructability issues, such as complex bridge projects. Listed on your screen are a few of the additional benefits to leveraging CMGC delivery model for the project. Additional benefits include fostering innovation, enhanced cost and budget management, owner retaining design control, improved constructability, expedited schedule, reduced cost, and increased cost and schedule certainty. And now I'd like to turn the presentation over to Ron Nelson, who will speak on the specifics of the bridge project and roles and responsibilities of the various teams. Ron?
Thanks, Andrew. Over the next few slides, I will discuss the project overview and scope and the roles and responsibilities of Georgia DOT and the various project teams involved in the project. The original bridge was built in 1953, and the current bridge that is there today was designed and built in the late 1980s and opened to traffic in 1991. The Port of Savannah is the nation's fastest growing port. The bridge's current 185-foot clearance limits efficient access for larger ships, which need to travel under the bridge to reach the Port of Savannah's terminals. The US 17 SR 404 Spur Bridge Major Maintenance Project will replace the existing cables, bridge bearings, and joints as part of planned maintenance of the cable-stayed bridge. The project will explore shortening the cables to raise the bridge profile within the shipping channel of the Savannah River in Chatham County. These improvements will accommodate access for larger ships navigating beneath the bridge to access the Port of Savannah's terminals located upriver from the bridge while extending the remaining service life of the bridge. Georgia DOT will leverage qualified industry expertise and alternative delivery methods to accelerate the replacement of the existing cables, bridge bearings, and joints to meet the economic need of the growing Port of Savannah. Procurement officially started with the release of the public notice advertisement on February the 8th, 2023. The ultimate goal of the project is to increase the remaining service life of the bridge over the Savannah River and the port's navigational channel. The following construction activities are anticipated. Replacement of the grouted stay system with current state-of-the-art ungrouted cable system. Rehabilitate expansion joints, bearings, and tie-downs. Removal of the inspection traveler system. Replacement of the roof scuttles at the tops of the tower piers. Addition of ladder safety systems. Potential increase to the minimum ship channel clearance by 15 to 20 feet, and potential wind modifications to the bridge cross-section. This slide shows the existing bridge plan and profile. In addition to the existing plans, we anticipate providing the following items to the industry: proof of concept report, existing bridge plans and coring data, LiDAR survey data from August of 2022, design criteria document, revised profile, wind tunnel data including wind pressure profiles for the bridge in the raised position. So what is Georgia DOT's role on this type of contracting method? Georgia DOT's roles and responsibilities will include the following: integrating the effort of DOR and CMGC to drive the value of the two contracts, not just administer contracts. Establishing and communicating objectives. Identifying cost and performance objectives. Defining project scope and requirements. Verifying compliance with laws, mandates, regulations, and procurement policies. Make payments to CMGC, DOR, and ICE, as well as defining roles. Georgia DOT will also be responsible for the following: directing the DOR, facilitating the design and construction progress, tailoring the design and construction contracts to the project, establishing the negotiation parameters, obtaining requisite level of completion, leveraging available funding, distributes authority to make decisions, and reconciling the final negotiated construction price, or NCP. The role and responsibilities of a designer of record, or DOR, is unique to CMGC. The DOR, through the appropriately qualified and licensed design professional, shall prepare all design plans and assume engineering and design liability by signing and sealing all respective released for construction documents for the project. Collaborates with CMGC during pre-construction by producing design deliverables, incorporating, where appropriate, suggestions for improving the design from the CMGC, and responding to comments. The DOR will coordinate with Georgia DOT's design validation, reviews, and approvals, responds to and considers CMGC value analysis proposals during pre-construction, jointly presents to Georgia DOT for approval, and prepares engineer's estimate as requested by Georgia DOT. The Independent Cost Estimator, or ICE, is unique to the CMGC delivery method. The ICE produces independent cost estimates and reconciles with the CMGC developed project cost model. The ICE also cooperates with the CMGC during pre-construction by performance of the following: ensuring ICE estimates are based on the same construction means and methods used by CMGC, confirming quantities of work and definitions for payment and measurement with the CMGC, reviewing CMGC subcontractor and vendor quotes and validating quote adjustment and selection, aligning independent cost estimate to the CMGC's proposed construction schedule, participating in project design and pre-construction meetings, assisting in value analysis, produce independent evaluations of each opinion of probable construction cost, and providing assistance during price negotiations. The construction manager general contractor role in CMGC delivery involves a major change from design bid build in the pre-construction design process. The CMGC will be responsible for the following during pre-construction: consulting with project team during the design phase to develop, implement, and maintain cooperation and open communication, providing input on schedule, phasing, constructability, design improvements, materials availability, cost, among other things, and providing recommendations and assisting Georgia DOT and the design team on all aspects of planning, design, and proposed construction, developing opinion of probable construction cost as well. Now, assuming that an agreement is reached between the Georgia DOT and a contractor on the negotiation construction price, or NCP, then during construction, the CMGC will be responsible for the following: constructing the project, managing subcontractors, executing a quality control program, monitoring compliance with DBE and OJT requirements, and developing, proposing, and tracking innovations and documenting cost savings and schedule impacts. The Construction Engineering and Inspection Team, or CEI, assuming the project proceeds to construction, will be responsible for the following: monitoring and inspecting construction activities, material testing and coordination with Georgia DOT's Office of Materials and Testing, non-conformance report, or NCR, reviews, attending meetings with project management team, or the PMT, reviews of submittals, measuring and computing quantities of materials, maintaining construction diaries, logs, notebooks, records, and documents through electronic data management system, and coordinating with ATSER for material acceptance testing system. Now, at this time, I'll turn the presentation over to Ms. Karen Oakes, who will talk about the various procurements required for the project. Karen?
Thank you, Ron. I'm Karen Oakes, the P3 Procurement Program Manager. Over the next few slides, I'll share information regarding the project's various procurement schedules and process. As mentioned earlier, this project will involve 4 separate procurements. First, the procurement of a designer of record, or DOR, will be done separately, utilizing a professional services procurement, which will result in a project-specific multi-year consultant contract. The DOR will be placed under contract first to prepare the basis of design documents, base design criteria, and project scope of work. The request for qualifications, or RFQ, would note the following required key personnel: roadway design lead, bridge design lead, environmental lead, survey lead, and geotechnical lead. This slide shows the DOR tentative procurement schedule for the project. We expect to advertise the RFQ on April the 6th, and Statement of Qualifications, or SOQs, are anticipated to be due on May the 11th. Please note that all dates are subject to change. The procurement of an independent cost estimator, or ICE, will be done separately, utilizing a professional services procurement, which will result in a project-specific multi-year consultant contract. The ICE will be placed under contract to produce independent evaluations of each opinion of probable construction costs, or OPCC, and cooperate with the CMGC to develop a project cost model throughout pre-construction and assist GDOT during price negotiations as needed. The RFQ will note the following required key personnel: ICE project manager, estimating lead, civil estimating lead, structural estimating lead, and quality control lead. Here we have the tentative procurement schedule for the ICE. We expect to advertise the RFQ in early October 2023, and SOQs are anticipated to be due on November the 2nd. Please note that all dates are subject to change. The procurement of this construction manager general contractor, or CMGC, project will be procured by OAD using a 2-phase best value selection method with a shortlist. All technical proposals will be reviewed on a pass or fail basis, then evaluated and assigned points by a technical review committee. The price proposals should be developed based on the advertised request for proposals, or RFP. The apparent successful proposer shall be the responsive, shortlisted proposer who submits the highest best value score for the project, as set forth in the advertised RFP. The RFQ will note the following required key personnel: CMGC project manager, pre-construction project manager, construction project manager, and bridge erection engineer. This slide shows the tentative procurement schedule for the CMGC project. We intend to advertise the RFQ on April the 21st, with SOQs due on June 29th. Finalists are expected to be informed on July 28th, and the RFP will be advertised on August the 11th. Proposals are due on November the 9th. GDOT intends to let the project in December 2023. Please note that all dates are subject to change. As a reminder, this CMGC project is a two-phase best value procurement. Respondents will need to submit a SOQ in response to the RFQ, which will include project goals and key elements of the evaluation. The RFQ will outline the minimum and desired qualifications, which will be tailored to the project based on project goals and risks. CMGC experience won't be required, but alternative delivery experience is desired. SOQs will be evaluated for responsiveness. Proposers who are deemed responsive and are shortlisted may submit a proposal package in response to the advertised RFP. The RFP will be issued to shortlisted proposers. The RFP will outline contract requirements, scope, project standards, and instructions for responding to the proposal. GDOT intends to conduct interviews with the responsive proposers and will provide further instructions in the RFP. Proposers will be evaluated based on several factors. A proposer's technical proposal may include project staffing approach, construction quality management plan, examples of innovative delivery solutions on similar projects, conceptual VAP for the project, approach to developing the NCP, and pre-construction services fee. The anticipated RFP best value score will include the following: the technical proposal score, the price proposal score, the interview score, and the SOQ score, which is under consideration by GDOT in the overall best value calculation. We look forward to industry feedback and discussion during Industry 101s prior to the RFQ and RFP advertisements. Lastly, the procurement of a construction engineering and inspection team, or CEI, will be done separately utilizing a professional services procurement, which will result in a project-specific multi-year consultant contract. A CEI will be procured last in advance of construction services. The RFQ will note the following required key personnel: project engineer, senior inspector, senior bridge inspector, inspector 1, and inspector 2. On your screen is the tentative procurement schedule for the CEI. We expect to advertise the RFQ in February 2024, and SOQs are anticipated to be due in late April 2024. Please note that all dates are subject to change. The following firms listed on your screen are known to be conflicted on this project and may not participate as a DOR, ICE, CMGC, or CEI. We are eager to proceed with GDOT's first project that will be delivered using the Construction Manager General Contractor CMGC delivery model. I'd like to close this presentation by expressing GDOT's gratitude for our continued partnership with the industry, and we look forward to working with you on this important project. If there are any questions, please send them to US 17 Bridge Maintenance at DOT.gov. Or you can visit the new GDOT Innovative Projects webpage or the GDOT P3 Division public SharePoint site. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great day.